Good day everyone, my name is Krisa Jane Tumanda and today I will be discussing the topic International Projects Oversight. But before that, let me read first the learning objectives. First is describe environmental factors that affect project management in different countries. Second is identify factors that typically are considered in selecting a foreign location for a project. Third is understand cross-cultural issues that impact working on the international projects. Fourth is learn the importance of oversight to the project manager. So what is an international project? So an international project is a project that transcends national borders, involving stakeholders, resources, or operations in multiple countries. This means that the project scope, execution, and impact extend beyond the boundaries of a single nation. So we have these types of projects. First is domestic. So a domestic project is a project that is entirely within one country. For example, a construction project building a new shopping mall in Manila. This project is entirely within the Philippines, involving Filipino workers, materials, and regulations. Next is overseas. An overseas project is a project that is located in a different country than the company's headquarters. So for example, a Philippine-based company wins a contract to build a power plant in Vietnam, while the company based in the Philippines. The project's execution is outside the country. Next is a foreign. A foreign is a project that is located in a different country than the company's headquarters and involves working with foreign partners. So for example, a foreign company or a Japanese firm invests in a setting up manufacturing plant in the Philippines Special Economic Zone. So this is a foreign project within the Philippine territory. Next is global. A global project is a project that involves multiple countries and often requires a coordination across different cultures and time zones. For example, a Philippine company specializing in IT services collaborates with the companies in the US and Europe, working on a global software development project. The project was involves multiple countries and international collaboration. Next is the issues in managing an international projects. First is environmental factors affecting projects. Environmental factors can include things like political instability, economic conditions, natural disasters, and cultural differences. So, for example, a mining project in the Philippines faces challenges due to need to comply with strict environmental regulations and potential impacts on local ecosystems, deforestation, or water pollution. Next is global expansion considerations. Global expansion considerations include things like market research, legal and regulatory compliance, and cultural sensitivity. So, for example, a Philippine clothing manufacturer wants to expand into their US market. They face challenges related to international logistics, tariffs, and understanding US consumer preferences. Next is challenges of working in foreign cultures. Working in foreign cultures can present challenges such as language barriers, different communication styles, and cultural misunderstanding. For example, a Philippine company sends a team to work on a project in Japan. They need to adapt Japanese business culture, communication styles, and etiquette to ensure a successful collaborations. Next is selection and training of overseas managers. Selecting and training overseas managers is crucial for success of international projects. This includes finding managers with the right skills and experience, as well as providing them with the necessary training to succeed in foreign environment. So, for example, a Philippine company needs to select and train managers for a new office in Canada. This involves finding individuals with the necessary skills and providing cultural sensitivity training. Next is increased responsibilities. International assignments can provide opportunities for career advancement and leadership development. Example, a Filipino manager is promoted to oversee a new project involving international collaboration, expanding their responsibilities and leadership experience. Next is career opportunities. International experience can make you more competitive in the job market and open up a new career opportunities. For example, a Filipino accountant working in a Philippine company gets an international assignment in Singapore, opening doors to broader career advancement opportunities within the multinational organization. Next is foreign travel. International assignments allow you to experience new cultures, explore different countries, and broaden your horizons. Next is new lifetime friends. International assignments can provide opportunities to meet new people from different cultures and build a lasting friendships. We have negatives. Absence from home and friends and families. International assignments can be challenging for families, especially if children are involved. Next is personal security risks. International assignments can expose you to personal security risks such as crime, terrorism, and political instability. Next is missed career opportunities. International assignments can sometimes lead to missed opportunities at home, such as promotions or new job offers. Next is difficulties with foreign language, culture, and laws. International assignments can be challenging if you are not familiar with the local language, culture, and laws. Next is we have the environmental factors. We have legal or political. Political stability. A stable political environment is essential for businesses to operate effectively. Political instability can lead to uncertainty, disruptions, and increased costs. For example, if a country is undergoing a civil war, businesses may be forced to close down or relocate. Next is national and local laws and regulations. Businesses must comply with all applicable laws and regulations, which can vary significantly from country to country and even within regions. So, for example, a company selling food products in the United States needs to comply with the Food and Drug Administration regulation, while a company selling the same products in Europe needs to comply with the European Union regulations. Next is government, state, and local bureaucracies. Navigating government bureaucracies can be time consuming and complex, requiring businesses to understand the processes and procedures involved. So, for example, a company setting up a new factory in a foreign country may need to obtain permits and licenses from multiple government agencies. Next is government interference or support. Government policies can have a significant impact on businesses, either through interference or support. So, for example, a government may impose tariffs on imported goods, making it more expensive for businesses to import products. So, on the other hand, the government may provide subsidies to businesses into certain industries to encourage growth. Next is government corruption. Corruption can create an uneven playing field for businesses, making it difficult to compete fairly. So, for example, a company may be forced to pay bribes to government officials to obtain permits or licenses. Next is security. International terrorism. Terrorism can disrupt businesses' operations and create fear among employees and customers. So, for example, a terrorist attack on a major transportation hub could disrupt supply chains and cause businesses to lose revenue. Next is national and local security. Businesses need to be aware of the security risks in the countries and regions where they operate and take appropriate measures to protect their employees, assets, and operations. So, for example, a company operating in a country with a high crime rate may need to invest in security measures such as security guards and surveillance systems. Next is local crime and kidnapping. Crime rates can vary significantly from location to location. Businesses needs to be aware of the risks, take appropriate precautions. So for example, a company operating in a city with a high crime rate may need to avoid certain areas or restrict employees' travel at night. Next is risk management. Effective risk management is essential for businesses to identify, assess, and mitigate potential risks. So, for example, a company operating in a country with a high risk of natural disasters may need to develop a disaster recovery plan. Next is geography. Climate and seasonal differences. Climate and seasonal differences can significantly impact business operations. For example, a business operating in regions with extreme temperatures may need to invest in special equipment or facilities to protect their employees and assets. Business may need to adjust their operations to account for seasonal changes in demand, such as increased demand for heating oil in the winter or air conditioning in the summer. Next is natural obstacles. Natural obstacles such as mountains, rivers, and deserts can create challenges for transportations and logistics. Businesses may need to find creative ways to overcome these obstacles to reach their target markets. So, for example, businesses operating in mountainous regions may need to use specialized vehicles or transportation methods to move the goods. Next is economic. Gross domestic product, or the GDP, is a measure of a country's economic output. It provides insights into the overall health of the company and the potential for growth. So a high GDP indicates a strong economy with a high level of consumer spending and investments. Next is protectionist strategies and policies. Protectionist strategies and policies can impact businesses by creating barriers to trade and investment. So these policies can include tariffs, quotas, and subsidies. Protectionist policies can make it more difficult for businesses to explore goods or services to other countries. So next is balance of payments. The balance of payment is a record of all economic transactions between a country and the rest of the world. So it can provide insights into a country's financial health and its ability to attract a foreign investments. So a strong balance of payments indicates that a country is attracting more foreign investments than it's investing abroad. Next is currency convertibility and exchange rates. Currency convertibility and exchange rates can impact businesses by affecting the cost of the goods and services, as well as the value of investments. A strong currency can make it more expensive for businesses to import goods and services, but it can also make it easier for the businesses to export. Next is inflation rates. Inflation rates can impact businesses by increasing the cost of production and reducing the purchasing power of the consumers. High inflation can erode the business of savings and make it more difficult for businesses to plan for the future. Next is local labor force. Supply, educational, and skills. The availability and quality of the labor force can significantly impact businesses' operations. Businesses may need to invest in trainings and development programs to ensure that they have the skilled workforce they need to succeed. A skilled workforce can help businesses to be more competitive and innovative. Next is we have the cross-cultural considerations, a closer look. So first we have the culture. So culture is a system of shared norms, beliefs, values, and customs that binds people together, creating shared meaning and a unique identity. Culture is a complex and multifaceted concept that encompasses a wide range of aspects, including language, religion, art, music, food, and social customs. It is a powerful force that shapes our perspectives, values, and behaviors. So, for example, in some cultures, it is considered rude to interrupt someone who is speaking, while in other cultures, it is considered a sign of engagement. Understanding these cultural differences is essential for effective communication and collaboration across cultures. Next is cultural differences. Geographic regions. Different geographic regions often have distinct cultural dues to factors such as climate, geography, and history. So, for example, the cultures of countries in the Mediterranean regions are often influenced by their proximity to the sea, while the cultures of countries in the Arctic regions are often influenced by their harsh climate. So next is ethnic or religious groups. Ethnic or religious groups often have unique cultural practice and beliefs that distinguish them from other groups. So for example, the cultural practices of Jewish people are often influenced by their religious beliefs, while the cultural practices of the Native American people are often influenced by their indigenous traditions. Next is language. Language is a fundamental aspect of culture, and it can play a significant role in shaping our thoughts, values, and behaviors. So, for example, the language we speak can influence the way we perceive the world, the way we think about time, and the way we interact with others. Next is economic. Economic factors can also influence cultural differences. So, for example, countries with a strong economy may have the different culture than countries with a weak economy. So, this could include differences in consumer behavior, work ethic, and social values. Next is working in different cultures. So, relying on local intermediaries. First is translators. So, translators are essential for effective communication in a foreign language. They can help bridge language barriers and ensure that messages are accurately conveyed. Next is social connections. Building social connections with local people can help you navigate the cultural landscape and gain insights into the local customs and practices. Next is expeditors. Expeditors can help facilitate businesses, transactions, and navigate bureaucratic processes. They can provide valuable guidance on local regulations and procedures. Next is cultural advisors and guides. Cultural advisors and guides can provide valuable insights into local culture, customs, and etiquette. They can help you avoid cultural faux pas and build relationships with local people. Next is we have this culture shock. So, the natural psychological disorientation that people suffer when they move into a different culture. Culture shock is a common experience for people who move to a new country or culture. It can manifest in a variety of ways, including feelings of anxiety, confusion, loneliness, and frustration. It is important to understand that culture shock is a normal part of the adjustment process. Next is coping with culture shock. First, create stability zones that closely create home. Creating stability zones involves finding ways to maintain a sense of familiarity and comfort in a new environment. This could include surrounding yourself with familiar objects, staying connected with friends and families back home, or finding activities that you enjoy. So, example, Sarah moved to France for work and coped by setting up her apartment with familiar photos and her favorite coffee mug from home. So sa ingana nga way, dili siya kaayo mabag-uhan and makafeel gyapon siya og comfort. Next is modify expectations and behavior. So it is important to adjust your expectations and behavior to align with the norms and customs of the new culture. This could involve learning about the local etiquette, dressing appropriately, or being mindful of the cultural sensitivities. Example ani is when Maria moved to Japan, she learned how to bow when greeting people and took care to follow the local etiquette for public transportations. So we should definitely be aware of the local norms, expectations, and sensitivities in a new environment because being open to adjusting our behavior and understanding local customs helps us integrate better, avoid misunderstandings, and show respect for culture we are experiencing. Next is redefine priorities and develop realistic expectations. So it is important to redefine your priorities and develop realistic expectations for your time in the new culture. This could involve focusing on your most important tasks, setting achievable goals, and accepting that things may not be always go as planned. Example, when Leo moved to Italy for his studies, he focused on learning the language first, accepting that it would take time before he felt fluent in these classes. Next is focus on most important tasks and relish small accomplishments. So it is important to focus on your most important tasks and celebrate small accomplishments. So this can help you stay motivated and maintain a positive attitude. Example, while adjusting to life in Spain, Daniel prioritizing learning basic Spanish phrases and felt proud every time he used them correctly in conversations. Next is use project work as a bridge until adjusted to the new environment. Project work can provide a sense of purpose and structure in a new environment. So it can also help you build relationships with local colleagues and gain a better understanding of the local culture. So for example, in Japan, Claire participated in a community volunteer project which gave her an opportunity to interact with locals and better understand their customs and values. Next is engage in regular physical activities or programs, practice meditation and relaxation, exercise, and keep a journal. So taking care of your physical and mental health is essential when coping with culture shock. Regular exercise, meditation, and journaling can help you manage stress, improve your mood, and maintain a sense of well-being. So example, to cope with stress while studying in Italy, Mark took up cycling and dedicated time to meditation, which helped him stay balanced and reflect on his journey. Next is the selection and training for international projects. Areas for training to increase understanding of a foreign culture. First is religion. Understanding the religious beliefs and practices of the host country is crucial for building relationships with local colleagues and stakeholders. This includes being aware of religious holidays, customs, and dietary restrictions. So, for example, before working on a project in the Middle East, Sarah received training on Islamic practices, learning about daily prayer times, Ramadan, and appropriate behavior during religious beliefs. Next is dress codes. Dress codes can vary significantly across cultures. It is important to be aware of the appropriate dress code for business meetings, social events, and other settings. For example, before starting her role in Saudi Arabia, Maria underwent training on appropriate business attire, learning that women should wear abayas in public and men should dress conservatively. Next is education system. Understanding the education system of the host country can help you understand the skills and qualifications of local colleagues. It can also help you communicate effectively with local students and teachers. So for example, in preparation for a project in Canada, Some learn about the diverse education system, including the significance of inclusivity and multiculturalism in classrooms, which help him relate better to local students and teachers. Next is holiday, nationals, and religious. Being aware of the national and religious holidays can help you avoid scheduling conflicts and ensure that you are respectful of local customs. Example: before relocating to India, Rachel was trained on major national holidays like Diwali and Holi, ensuring that she could plan her work schedule around these important celebrations. Next is daily eating patterns. Understanding local eating patterns can help you avoid cultural faux pas and build relationships with local colleagues. So, for example, before working in Spain, Emily was trained on the local eating schedules, including the late lunch and dinner times, which helped him adjust her meal expectations and participate in social gatherings. Next is family life. Family life is an important aspect of culture and it can influence work-life balance and communication styles. So, example, before moving to Italy, Mark was educated about the central role of family in Italy, culture learning that family gatherings are common and important, which help him understand work-life balance priorities among his colleagues. Next is business protocols. Business protocols can vary significantly across cultures, so it is important to understand the appropriate ways to conduct a business in the host country, including greetings, negotiation styles, and gift-giving practices. So, example, in Japan, business professionals typically bow when greeting each other, while in the United States, a firm handshake is the norm. Next is social etiquette. Social etiquette can also vary significantly across cultures. It is important to be aware of the appropriate ways to behave in social settings, including dining conversations and body language. Example is dining etiquette. In France, meals are seen as a time to enjoy and savor food. So it's considered impolite to rush through them. Meals are often multiple courses, and table manners such as keeping hand visible on the table are important. So before attending a dinner with French colleagues, Jennifer learned that eating too quickly or starting a meal before everyone is considered rude. Next is equal opportunity. Understanding the laws and regulations regarding equal opportunity in the host country is essential for ensuring that you are treating all colleagues fairly. So, example, Javier studied these laws carefully to ensure that his company's hiring practices were compliant, knowing that failing to do so could lead to legal issues. So, in the US, strict laws such as Civil Rights Act, the American with Disability Act, and the Equal Pay Act ensure that employees are protected against discrimination based on race, gender, religion, disability, and other factors. Next topic is project oversight. So, what is a project oversight? So, project oversight is a set of principles and processes to guide and improve the management of a project. So, it ensures that projects stay aligned with organizational goals and are completed on time, within scope, and on budget, and risk are effectively managed. So, project oversight ensures transparency and helps prevent project failures by maintaining accountability and proactive issue resolution. So, the oversight purposes is first to ensure projects meet the organizational needs for standard procedures and accountability, efficiency, allocation of resources, and continuous improvement in management of projects. Next is to support the project manager. So, the importance of oversight to the project manager. oversight functions. So providing support and help the project manager when needed. So this involves giving the project manager access to expertise, resources, or additional decision-making power when challenges arise. So oversight ensures that the project manager has the assistance they need, whether through technical advice, guidance on complex issues, or securing additional resources, allowing them to overcome obstacles more efficiently. Next is determining the environment in which the project manager will implement his or her project. Oversight sets the organizational context, culture, and resources that will influence how the project is executed. So, by defining a clear and supportive project environment, the project manager can better plan and execute the project, knowing what tools and processes are available and what the expectations are. So next is influence the performance measures used to hold the project manager responsible and accountable. So the oversight group establishes the metrics and criteria by which the project manager's success will be evaluated, such as on-time delivery, staying within budget, and achieving project goals. Clear and fair performance measures helps the project manager understand what they are accountable for and what success looks like, ensuring they can align their actions with those expectations. Next is providing the oversight group to which the project manager will reporting predetermined phases in the project. Meanings, the project oversight of the governance group defines when and how the project manager will report progress throughout the project's life cycle, such as during the key milestones or review phases. So regular reporting to the project oversight groups keeps the project manager on track, ensuring transparency and allows for early identifications of potential issues. Next is increasing scope of project management and system integration. First is portfolio project management. So the centralized management of projects to ensure that the allocation of resources to project is directed toward projects that contributes the greatest value of organization goals. So the focus is on aligning projects with the organization's strategic goals by ensuring that resources such as time, money, and personnel are allocated to project that offers the highest value of return on investment. Next is the project office or PO, the unit responsible for continued support of consistent application of selection criteria, standards, and processes training of the general assistant to project managers, and continued improvement and use of the best practices. Next is increasing discipline in the way projects are managed. So first is training. Uniform training extending across teams, make up team culture outside partners, and organization support allows for standardization in practices and processes related to projects. So this standardization ensures that everyone involved in the project understands the same methodologies, tools, and expectations, leading to improved communication, collaboration, and overall project effectiveness. So, pinaagi sa paghatag og comprehensive training, ang mga organization mas ma-minimize ang misunderstanding og ma-enhance pa ang skills sa mga participants nga maoy maka-results into a successful project outcome. Next is organization culture. So it is a system of shared belief supports organizational flexibility in a meeting the challenges of managing projects in globalized competitive environments. So a strong culture that embraces flexibility and adaptability is crucial for successfully managing projects, especially in competitive global environment. So this cultural navigation makatabang yun siya sa team para mag-navigate sa mga lisod nga kinahanglanon sa project requirements. that also promotes proactive approach to problem solving. So that's all about the International Projects Oversight. Thank you very much.